Alright, I'm gonna do the thing. For how I do shading, lighting, you know, make it all sparkly and stuff. I'm using Paint Tool SAI, which you can, there's like, I'm using a free version of it with custom brushes and transparency mod, and there's like a, you know, a free download link going around. I'm pretty sure you can find it, or if not, I can always get it. I'm just gonna use this as an example. It's just some weird angel, sad wolf thingy I was gonna make for an adopt. Yeah. All right. This is just what I do. For me, you can always just something different, I guess. For me, what I usually do whenever I color something is that I always make the background a different color because I'm dumb and I can't tell if I colored in something or not. Okay, okay, this is, okay, what I usually do is I select the outside of here, and I go up here and do invert, and make this colored in black. I mean, you don't have to do it, but I do it because I use the binary tool and they just like tiny little pixels that don't get selected and colored in, and just doing that just like makes sure everything gets, you know, colored in. If not, it's gonna look bad. Alright, first you need 2 layers, one being shade and one being luminosity. For shade, what I usually do is pick the, I guess, main base color, and oh, that's too light. What about this one? I'll do I'll do that. And it's like, isn't like very lazy, I would say. It's not like much effort, but basically just put like wherever you want the shading to be. It doesn't have to be like perfect, like what I'm doing, just this very sloppy work, because that's okay, because you'll see. Yeah. Of course, when I'm finished with this, I'm going to take the shading and stuff off, because obviously you don't do that with rough sheets or adoptables, because people like me can't tell if the shaded parts are a part of the character, like the markings and stuff, or if they're just, you know, shading. And I've had to do a character like that with a shaded ref, and it was very painful because I didn't know if the shading was working or not, so I had to put it in there. But what you do now is blend it, and well, you can use the blur tool as well, but I don't like using the blur tool because the more you blur something, the more it becomes transparent, invisible, or whatever, and that's not what you want. You just wanna blend it in there, make it look natural. pretty sure you can also hear my tablet scraping. And well, with the blending, it doesn't have to be perfect either, but it's preferred if you would blend it to the point where you don't have any sharp lines or anything like that. Because, I mean, well, you can do it however you want, but in my opinion, it just looks bad. Because I usually go for like the wow, way to go me, soft shading. And then for luminosity, you can do the same thing. You don't have to change the color for this, but you can if you want. And then, you know, just put whatever you want the lighting to be. I try not to, like, as much as the shading, I try not to, like, do so much, because it sort of takes away the, you know, the shading and stuff if you add a lot, obviously. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. I'm gonna use a bigger brush for this. And there you go, it's getting shiny. And for an optional thing, whenever you're doing like big pieces or whatever with me, you can add additional shading layers or lighting layers. Wow, layers. I can't speak. But usually, what I do for like the final touch is that I don't even have to be in that anymore. Is that I use overlay, and that's usually if I want the picture to have either a more warmer feel with warm colors or a colder feel with colder colors. But you don't have to add this, but this is just something optional that I do. I don't do it all the time, but it's just something I like doing from time to time, especially if I'm like working on something big. But yeah, that's what I usually do. And of course, if like the lighting is too much, you can always tone it down or whatever. Same with the shading. And now this, I just noticed that part. It's gonna bug me. But an optional thing that I do that you don't have to do, but it's just, you know, a thing. For blood effects, if anyone was curious of how I do it, is that this pin, these are the settings. It is on spread 1, wave 3, and it comes out looking like this. Yeah. And what I usually do for like blood and stuff is that, you know, you can like always do like this or whatever, or you can do it normally with the regular brush or whatever. But I always have it on shade because it, you know, gives it that natural blood look, especially on like darker areas and stuff. and then I take the blend tool and blend it very slightly to make it look more natural. Cat, why are you in my room? Okay, bye. Shush. And yeah, that's what I do. Congratulations. You're learning. I'm a bad teacher. Where'd you go? Okay, bye. But yeah, that's what I do. It's not very shaded because I forgot. But it don't matter. But yeah. 10 out of 10 would do again. I'm gonna have to edit this because I'm stupid.